Things didn't go as planned. He survived. He knows how the world works outside of those laws.
But he also still believes that tariffs are a good idea. Like he's still he still is drinking the Kool-Aid of insanity.
Pearlie is the first of the new Babylonians to see the shades of gray.
Yes, that is yes, absolutely yes.
Everybody else, they've only seen white and black and white.
Yes.
It's one way or the other. They've never seen those shades of gray. So Pearlie is the one who, like you said, he's the smartest. He's the most
adept,
open-minded.
Yes.
Of
okay. Yeah, that's great. I think. I always forget her name, but the annoying one. You know who I mean.
the major.
Yeah. She's so over the top. She is so
Major Lucia.
Yeah, Lucia. She's an idiot. She does not know what she has in front of her. She is so drunk on her own authority and all that jazz. I'll get into her more later, but I would like to throw out New Babylon might have the worst army uniforms I have ever seen in any TV show ever. Did you notice they all had the Canadian Mountie hat and like these really thick wool looking jackets? Like clearly you are part of a collective militia. Maybe that's not what you want to wear going into New York City. I don't know. It seemed like a bad idea to me.
I mean, they look like revolutionary bluecoats.
They sure did. They sure did.
And you know, look, I will say I was, again, this is jumping around a little bit because we talk about how stupid these people really are.
Yep.
And when it comes to them taking the ferry and going over, and there are even still moments where, like, we've praised Pearlie a little bit about how open-minded he is, but he still kind of falls into it every once in a while. Like when telling Maggie, like, oh, this is why we're approaching from a ferry might not be the best idea, but this is why we're approaching from the bay side. Like, that's not how that's going to work.
Yep.
So he's still struggling with the shades of gray as well, but at least he's coming around.
True.
These other people are just completely stupid. Like so much so that this is the first wave in their plans. This is the first wave to go over. You sent the governor in your first wave.
Governor. Thank you. Damn it, Ben. Thank you. You do not send high-ranking officials. That's like her whole thing about like, oh, no, we're sending like, no, you idiot. You send a scouting mission first. You have no idea what's ahead of you. You are about to ambush a completely isolated area. This is a terrible. You spent months planning this? Who did? Sesame Street, awful, the worst idea ever.
This is one of the reasons why in the world of Star Trek, Riker never let Picard go on away missions.
Nah, man, he was too busy playing the sax too.
Who, Picard?
No, Riker.
Oh, I was going to say Picard played the piccolo.
Picard played a very different kind of sax.
We are showing our nerdy side right now. But no, it is. But I mean, again, it's a good comparison. It's the reason why Riker never let Picard go on away missions.
Yes.
You never send the leader because look what happens. The governor got what she deserved and she's blown up on the front of that ferry.
I mean, she lasted all of 3 episodes, and even then,
2.
She was never the finale of season 1.
Oh, that's true.
All right, and then these 2 episodes, but
2.5.
Never properly. I mean, even this one was a half, so like 2 all day. She was never properly fleshed out. She was a caricature of a bad guy, mustache twirling, etc. Like I feel bad for that actress that she didn't have an opportunity to be more than just cannon fodder at that point.
Literal.
I will say that. Literal cannon fodder. Because, I don't know, there was something about the way that she played that character that I did want to see more. And it's a shame that she's done. And I wanted to see her have a little bit more. And I'm intrigued to see what New Babylon does from here.
Yeah. While we're talking about that ferry and the ferry attack, you know,
go ahead. The Battle of Blackwalker Bay?
So that's a great name for it.
The Battle of Blackwalker Bay.
So we talked last week how this show still finds innovations and ways to use zombies
Ways to
in
wow
new,
us.
interesting ways. Last week we got the zombie battle bots.
Yep. We
This
also
week
had the quad zombie from
in
your
last
last
season,
season.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. This episode we get
Wow.
zombies being used as mortar rounds.
Zombie bombs.
It is
The greatest. It might be my favorite invention in this universe of zombie stuff yet. Methane, cool. Zombie bombs, badass.
in that moment watching this episode when they're sending projectiles towards the ferry. I was like, oh shit, like they're attacking them. And then you find out a couple scenes later that they're filling zombies with methane, using
Sealing them up.
plaster to seal them up, and then just shooting them at the boat. That is, pardon my language, fucking brilliant.
You don't even need to pardon your language because that's the exact Merriam-Webster's actually under the phrase "fucking brilliant" has that zombie bomb as a
Has
picture
this
next
scene
to it. No,
listed? Yeah.
It 100%. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. So The Last of Us gave us Winterfell, but with semi-automatic guns. Now The Walking Dead has given us Blackwater Bay, but with exploding Zeds. So happy that this moment exists.
It was so fun to watch. Like when I saw that scene, I was like, "What? That's amazing!" Like
And-
I was so excited to see
So
that.
good.
Even though they're attacking the ferry, I was so excited to see that that's what they were doing.
Honestly, both sides suck. So I don't. As long as Maggie and Negan stay fine, I'm good. Everyone else can die for all I care. But no, I concur with you entirely. And I got to be honest with you, it points out Negan's ability in this world to excel and to exceed and to do things well. And it let's talk about the Walker meat story. So
I have that too. The sanctuary dinner.
let's talk about the sanctuary dinner. So to those of you who don't remember it, I don't know how you couldn't. A group of raiders came to the sanctuary early in Negan's campaign, and he allegedly feigned that he was going to surrender and cook them a massive feast. But instead of serving them venison, he served them walker meat, which ended up poisoning and killing all of them, thus showing his might. And Ben, I got to ask you, is this the first time that they have confirmed that eating straight up walker meat, even cooked, will infect you and kill you?
I don't know if it necessarily confirms that it will infect you. Like I don't think
Because you're already infected.
I don't think they said that it will turn you. I think it just it
makes you violently ill.
It makes you sick. It makes you violently ill, which could be either one, they died from eating the infected meat, or it made them so violently ill that it made them vulnerable that they could take them out.
That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
I don't think it's really explained which one of them it is, but it does give us a lot of insight to the earlier days of the sanctuary.
For sure.
Because
they were susceptible to raiders.
We get a little bit of the origin of the sanctuary at that point in that story via the Croat, in that, they were similar to just like
everyone else, susceptible.
Just like, God, for the life of me, the cities are
Alexandria.
Thank you.
Kingdom.
Yes. I was so stuck on figuring out Alexandria that I didn't even get to Hilltop.
Didn't even get to Oceanside.
Oceanside. But like they were just another small time place too, until an idea set them apart and made them stand out. And it just goes to show too that there's been a lot of comparisons to Rick and Negan in the past that had a path diverged a different way. Rick would have just become another Negan.
Yep.
And this kind of further influences that the sanctuary was probably just another place like Alexandria or Hilltop until it came to a point where they had to defend themselves, and they did it, and then they became something different.
And to reaffirm what we've said before, Negan still went across the line many times as the leader of the Saviors, but we see like how they can be forced into their aggressive stance because of those Raiders in that moment. That's a great point.
But it also kind of, and this was a point I really wanted to make about Negan in this episode. I said it a lot last week that I was kind of leaning more towards how I believe this is all just a facade. This is an act that Negan is putting on. Negan is not back. He is pretending to be back for the sake of appearances. And this dinner story kind of leads me even more. I'm actually more convinced this week that is the truth. I don't think the real Negan is back. I think this is still just an act. I think he is doing everything he can to prevent himself from going back to his old ways. There's that moment outside of the church before they're going in where a walker is coming up, and I have it written down. The Croat actually says to him, Lucille must be thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Negan won't even kill a zombie in that moment.
Yep.
He just walks past it. He walks inside. Any little bit of aggression will lead Negan closer to becoming who he was, and he doesn't want it.
No, but go
ahead, it's fine.
Here's the thing: they are laying some breadcrumbs for us to get there, and I am so happy you brought this up, Ben, because I was going to introduce Negan's descent-o-meter, which is a meter I'm going to gauge as Negan slowly but surely descends into evil Negan. Right now, he's at about 15 to 20%. All right, he still hates the Croat and the Dama, but did have a wee twinkle in his eye as he recalled his Arya moment when he Walker frayed those jerks to try to take his sanctuary, and he did enjoy seeing the explosion. So I think after enough time, after enough slights by the opposition, he might fall into that. My biggest fear is that we're going to end season 2 with Annie watching him brutally murder the Croat with Lucille and her being like, what the fuck? Like the Morgan and Rick at the end of season 5 in Alexandria moment. Negan's going to finally slip into madness the moment he's reunited with Annie, end of season. That's my theory. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm feeling, and it's fine because I like the fact that we have different points of view on this, because as we progress forward, we're going to see which way we're leaning towards. I don't know, because I feel like you're right. There definitely was a little glimpse of, yeah, I was a badass when he talked about that dinner with the Croat. But again, and yes, there was a little bit of enjoyment as he saw the explosions happening to the ferry and, the mines that were set in the water that were having effect, and him watching it. But he comes to that wake-up call when he sees Herschel.
He does.
It draws him back. It pulls him out of it. The old Negan could have never been pulled out of going the Negan way. He has escapes now. He has things that when he's about to go down whatever that meter is that you called it.
The descentimeter.
Descentimeter, thank you.
Yes,
old Negan would have just kept plummeting down the descentimeter until he hit old Negan. But now there are things that pull him back. Seeing Herschel on the boat pulled him out. And it wasn't because of the connection to the Dama. He doesn't know about that.
True.
It's because of his connection to Maggie. Now, his connection to Maggie is why seeing Herschel pulled him out.
Okay. Yes. I 1000% agree. I do. Let me ask you a question. As someone that's been doing these type of television rewatch podcasts for a number of years, does watching the scenes from next week ever gauge what you're going to say about this week?
No.
Okay. All right.
Because quite honestly, I don't even remember what they are.
Okay. All right. Good for you. I wish I could not. No. So, all right. All right. So real quick, to rewind to the Battle of Blackwalker Bay. Can I give you a nitpick moment I had?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So I don't typically nitpick science, and I'm not here, but At the buoys, I'm no linguist, but either the boom poem was written in English and therefore the crude translation would have occurred turning into Croatian, or it's a Croatian saying that somehow crudely translates into a perfect rhyming poem. The Croat was telling Negan his boom poem, and he said, "Forgive the crude interpretation," but then he rattled off a perfectly rhyming English poem. So how could there be a crude interpretation when it was flawless? I don't know. I wanted to nitpick that. It bugged me the entire time.
I'm glad you nitpicked it because I didn't pick up on
You didn't
any
pick
of
up
that.
on it at all. Okay.
Nope.
I have an English major of a mother, so I can't help it.
No, that's totally fair. I did not pick up on that at all.
All right, then let's see about this. How do we feel about the Benjamin Pierce capturing by the Dama and crew, and Negan having a new Eugene essentially? What do we think is going to happen there?
Okay.
Yes.
Seeing this scene play out leads me to a massive question.
Yes.
That I can't even ask you because we don't know the answer yet. That question is, who the fuck is the Dama? Because
why does he know her?
There are two things that happen in this scene that make me think she was somebody substantial. Yes. She was somebody like maybe she was a celebrity who just went crazy. Maybe she was a performer because one, Benjamin recognized her.
Yep.
He is a historian. He has been going through documents. So he's probably going through books, entertainment magazines, whatever. He is going through published things from the past. He has seen her face.
Yes.
So she is a public figure of some kind. Two, she knew Bach when Victor played it.
She knew it by ear. That's a great call. She knew Bach by ear, and I picked up on that as well. Like, damn, if I didn't have subtitles, I may have not known exactly what that was.
Yep. She knew that what Victor played was Bach, which means she is like she's intelligent. She's cultured. That's the word I'm thinking of.
I think she's always given that off. And then the entire Saturn story, like Greek mythology. I have a soft spot for people to get that. Or was that Roman? I always forget Saturn. Saturn's Roman, right?
I think it's Roman. Yeah,
I think so. Okay. So I would wonder as well, like is she a Catherine O'Hare, Aubrey Plaza type? Like, who is the Dama in reality? I can't wait to find out. I hope we're going to find out. But what I can tell you is she's crazy and kind of an idiot. And can I explain to you why I think she's kind of an idiot? Okay. So Negan has one friend, one thing on the entire island he cares about, enough to admit he screwed up, and why. And what does the Dama do? Instantly throw Victor away. He would have been so much more useful as a prisoner, and she could have just tortured him whenever she needed to get Negan back in line or motivated. And before anyone judges me, I am podcasting with the man that told Joel to leave no survivors, which I also agreed with.
That's right.
So
I am going to rebut your comment, though.
Please.
Your thought process here.
Please.
Victor was not her only chip. Don't forget. Annie and Joshua are on their way to the island. Victor was expendable. She has something to hold over. Without Victor, she still has something even bigger to hold over Negan.
You know what? Thank you, because I was really casting some shade on the Dama, but you're absolutely right. I was the idiot there because she still has collateral on the way, much better collateral, and this was one to get him in line before she ever has to threaten that one.
Yeah,
great call.
And to be completely honest with you, I don't think there's a part of me that believes this whole Annie and Joshua thing is just a lie to keep Negan in check.
You think it's
they might not actually ever be coming to the island?
Oh, I've danced with that idea, but it's way too Walking Dead. That's too convenient. They're gonna come.
We'll see.
I like that. We will see. But at the same time, from a storytelling perspective by the Walking Dead universe, I think they also wanted the Dama to kill Victor because if they didn't, we were going to start really siding with Team New York over Team New Babylon because of how much New Babylon sucks. Like, we haven't seen the Dama be cruel per se, other than the toe in the box, but like, we kind of needed to see her be ruthless and kill someone out of spite. We needed to see her capable of that level up to understand, no matter how much you like Negan or whatever's going on, or how much you hate New Babylon, you also can't root for the Dama because she's just as ruthless and just as evil, but with a different end goal in sight.
We not only did we as viewers need to see that, like you said, Negan needed to see that too. Negan has not seen the Dama get her hands dirty.
So true.
This is the first point. This is the first time he's seeing it for himself, because up until this point, she's been nothing but a voice.
That's amazing.
But now she has done the dirty work herself without any hesitation. So Negan, from the Dama's point of view, she needed to show Negan, you don't know who you're messing with. I'm not anybody to toy with. And she made that point crystal clear. Now, here's my question to you.
Okay.
Since we've been asking each other these questions.
I love it.
In that moment, the most interesting person to watch throughout this entire sequence is the Croat.
She is.
Because it is tough to gauge his reaction to all of this. So much so that even in the end, when the Dama kisses his head, it makes you think, is he scared of her? Or was he the one that told the Dama Negan hesitated?
Yes, to both.
Okay.
So the Croat, in my interpretation, and only my amateur sleuthing interpretation, is that the Croat is currying favor to the Dama, which is why he is her little snitch. I think he is infatuated both with her as a person and as an intellectual and as a power source. And he sees Negan as both a means to an end and a threat to the Croat's ultimate goal. So while he is cool with selling out Negan, he also knows that the Dama just put him on blast for selling out Negan, and that Negan's going to come for him, and Negan's probably better at it than the Croat. So like, he made a play and it worked, but then she sold him out immediately on that play, and he's like, oh shit, I guess I'm in the game now. And that's fascinating to me. The Dama, I don't know what her end game is, what her goal is, or what she's playing at, but I am here to watch it. I love her. She is diabolical. And where New Babylon is mustache twirling, I feel like the Dama's playing real, like 3D chess. She's good.
She has proven this episode alone that she is so much more intelligent and so much more frightening than we ever thought
terrifying.
She was. Like, and again, this isn't a point just for the viewers. This is a point for the people there too.
Yes.
Negan just got shown that she is so much more frightening than she has ever. Because I think going to my point of how Negan has been putting on a facade and pretending to be the Negan that he was before for the sake of appearances, I think the Dama is on to that. And this is the point that the Dama needed to make. Like, there's no pretending here. You are going to be who you are.
I believe that was the purpose of the analogy of the Saturn painting and the story of Saturn always knowing that the next of kin was going to be the one that he had to look out for. And she was telling Negan, like, I'm prepared to eat you at any given moment.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the painting again.
Hell yeah.
Because
go on.
I see that a little differently as well.
Please.
I see that as foreshadowing. But to kind of recap that story, it was a story of how Saturn was told that one of his kids would betray him. So in order to go against that, Saturn devoured his children so that none of them could ever turn on him until one of his children, I believe it was Neptune, forced him to eat a stone.
I think it was
which
Jupiter.
Killed him. It was Jupiter. You're right.
It was Jupiter. Yeah.
Jupiter forced him to eat a stone, thinking it was his child, which in essence killed him.
Yep.
I think that whole analogy is what is going to play out. She is Saturn. Negan is Jupiter. He's going to find that stone. And it's going to end her reign.
I agree that, yes, as far as storytelling and telegraphing goes, that is exactly what is going to happen. And how we get there, shit, you get 3
I have no idea.
out of that. You get 3 seasons out of that easily because the drama is so good. But I can't wait to see. Ben, I have some questions about the New Babylon, folks, if we can pivot for a hot second.
Sure.
I would like to talk about Ginny for a hot second.
You mean not talking again, Ginny?
So here, I'm so happy you said that, okay? I would like to put a challenge out to the people with more time on their hands and less ambivalence. But who will it take longer to get to 500 words spoken, Ginny or Michonne? Because I think they're going to be in a dead heat. To get all the way to 500 whole entire words, Ginny isn't saying shit, but her on-screen leveling up of abilities has been delightful. Mm-hmm. Last year, all she was doing was riding on coolers across dead infested waters and popping up in places. But now, here she is killing walkers last week. She's letting people out of their constraints. Like, Ginny's kind of badass, and I'm here for it. And I'm excited for what happens next.
What do you think Ginny's modus operandi is? What do you think her ultimate goal is?
She wants some answers from Negan. I think that she knows her dad was a piece of shit, but she needs Negan to confirm that that's why what happened for her to forgive him. I think she's looking to forgive him, but she needs to hear the story from him. I have no reason to think that other than an amateur bachelor's degree in psychology, but I think
more than I got,
right? I think she wants to believe that Negan had a reason and that she knows her dad sucked.
Look, nobody tells the truth harder than children.
Correct.
And granted, she's not a child anymore. She's a teenager now.
Very correct, yes.
But she was with him for a good amount of time. And I think she spent enough time with Negan to see the real Negan.
A man with a code.
Exactly. So I'm of the belief that she's not going to kill Negan. This is not a vengeance mission.
Absolutely. I don't see that at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah,
this is a rescue mission for her. Yeah. She knows that he's in trouble. She knows that he's in a position he should not be in. And she thinks just the same way that he took her in, she wants to rescue him.
Yes.
This is a payback mission, but in the best of ways.
I could not agree more. I think maybe they're trying to soft pedal us the idea that, she's coming after but that's a red herring. That's not real. She's here. She's still Team Negan. There's no doubt in my mind. And I cannot wait to see what she's going to do next. I don't know.
Well, I think it's going to be another breaking point for Negan when he realizes that she's there, because he had Maggie promise that she would be taken care of. It's one thing.
He's going to be so pissed. You're right.
It's one thing to see Herschel on the boat. If he saw Ginny through that, it's game over for Negan.
Oh my God. I never thought for a second about how pissed off he's going to be seeing Ginny back in New York.
Well, I don't even, and I think it's going to be, if he saw Ginny on the ferry rather than Herschel, he wouldn't have been pissed. He would have been worried.
Terrified.
And again, it would have been...
He's pissed at Maggie.
It would have been game over. Yeah, it would have been game over for Negan at that point.
For sure.
So he's kind of lucky that it was Herschel that he saw and not Ginny. But the moment he sees Ginny on the island, it's going to be... I think it's going to be a moment of relief to knowing she's alive.
Yep.
Immediately turned into anger.
Sure.
Because she should not be there.
That's amazing. That's such a great call. Yes, I couldn't agree more with you.
And I think we're definitely going to get it this season.
Yeah, we're going to get it next week. Actually, like we're 100%. Did you watch Next Time? You don't.
I
remember.
I
Okay.
watched it, and
So
it does
they
look
are
like
setting up a head-to-head with Negan and Maggie, or that team crossing over. Like Negan's playing some double agent stuff. I don't know, but they're setting up potentially a meetup. We're only in episode 3 out of 8. I've thoroughly been enjoyed separate Maggie and Negan storylines. I think that has really helped season 2 separate itself and differentiate itself and make itself more than just the Negan and Maggie story. I'm really enjoying their separate storylines now, and I don't really want them to interact yet. What about you?
so. Here's the thing that I think how this season is going to play out,
Okay.
and the way this episode ended with the whole Victor scene kind of is what leads me in this direction. Season 1 was all about Maggie needing Negan's help so that she could rescue Herschel. Season 2 is now Negan knows how much in deep shit he's in. He needs Maggie's help. He needs Maggie's help to help get him out of this situation. Because
Okay.
let's not forget, he did not volunteer to do this. He was forced into this through capture.
Yeah.
So he is, in essence, still a captive. He is a free roaming captive, but he is still a captive nonetheless. I think it's going to come down to he's going to ask Maggie for help.
I think that's an idea, and I think that's one direction. I
Clearly not the direction you believe this season is going to go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's what I believe or what I want, but I think Negan's going to slip back into full Neganery, and I think he is slowly going to find ways to enjoy being himself. I think the new Babylon world is going to give him reasons to be pissed off at them and enjoy himself. And I think the season ends with him having to confront that he has slipped too far into his old ways when one of his morality meters, whether it be Maggie or Annie or both, shows up. That's my guess. That Negan and Maggie, though, could be on a collision course for next week, maybe don't interact until the season finale.
I could see it going either way.
For sure.
I don't foresee Negan falling back into his old ways. I think that the writers and producers have taken so many steps to work Negan towards a redemption.
True.
That for him to slip back completely into the old Negan just completely undoes all of it. And I don't think they would allow that to happen. I think you're right. I think Annie and Josh have completely changed Negan. Okay. He's gone through enough. Negan has realized the person that he knows who he was. And I legitimately, I could be completely wrong. I think Negan doesn't want to be that person ever again and hates the fact when he slips back. Again, it's one of the reasons why he sat in solitary in the cell that he did not have to be in anymore. He's conflicted. I could see him maybe taking a couple steps backwards, but I don't see him ever going back to the old Negan completely.
So this is where I think it depends on the kind of storytelling they're willing to tell. And it goes back a little bit to what Jason Kabassi said when we were talking about the show, I think in last episode. And that is like, there are pieces of Negan that you cannot necessarily excuse. And I think while Jeffrey Dean Morgan wants Negan to be a hero, I think it's a more compelling story point if they make Negan susceptible. Like if they make it that he's always having to tampen down the dragon, that he's one of those people that is 80% more willing to show up the dragon, and that his struggle is tampening down the dragon when he can be seduced to go to that side. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the season. But I think that's a more compelling story to follow. What do you think?
No, I could see it go again. I could see it going either way, and I think regardless of which way it goes, it's going to be, as you said, a compelling story.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what happens.
I get more excited the more. I'm so glad that I brought you on to do these discussions with me. To have nothing against the guest hosts that I had on last season, because we're definitely going to have, starting next week. Actually, we're going to start bringing on guest people.
So excited
to talk these conversations with us. But to have somebody who's steady with me and cover this entire season and take the whole journey with me, like, I'm so glad I brought you on for this. One, because you're just a great, you've totally found your groove as a great podcaster. But like the fact that like having these discussions one-on-one every week, even in just the second episode, like I'm already so much more into this show than I ever was in the first season. And I was into it first season.
I'm so happy you said that, because that leads me to one of my other investigatory questions for you, which is, as someone who's probably watched a lot more Walking Dead than I have, I lasted like 2.5 seasons of Fear, and then I knew what was coming.
I made it a little further, but I didn't finish.
I never watched World Beyond. I didn't even watch Tales, but I've watched everything since the end of Walking Dead proper. Is this setting up to be one of the most complete spin-offs of the Walking Dead universe? Like, I feel like this is a really well-crafted show that uses the past but doesn't rely on it anymore. And it's a good self-contained story now, and it's good.
It is. And I feel like we talked a little bit about this during the recap going into this season. This show, while yes, Maggie and Negan are the two characters, they're the two main characters, the spotlights of this show. This show feels like the only one out of all of them that could exist without them.
Yes. 100% yes. You could get rid of Maggie and Negan, and I would still follow Dama versus New Babylon versus the rest of New York City.
Or just survival in New York.
Yes. It's created a compelling enough set piece that I understand the limitations and I understand how that story could go, and I'd watch that. That's good survival television there.
Yeah. 100%. The only thing I'm missing from season 1 that we haven't gotten in season 2 yet is zip lines over the city skyline.
It's a great point. We haven't had any really cool transportation methodologies yet, and I think once you get cars, everyone just gets lazy, and that's not cool.
But we're also in a completely different section of the city in this season than we were in season 1.
True.
So I mean, we know that all these different gangs are coming together, which we didn't see any of them this episode. No Kim Coates this episode, no Christos, like none of these rival gangs. We got the gift through the picture.
Right, but that was barely just exposition.
That was really just the mention of them. So I'm really curious as to when they're going to start bringing those people back into this. But Manhattan is so large of a landscape that each season is taking place in a different section of the city, and we've still never left the city.
Right. And that's, again, it's got legs like a ZZ Top song to go on forever.
Yeah.
Not forever, but exponential. I mean, it has the possibility, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, completely. I'm so, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm so into it. I'm so into it.
I've watched worse people. I watched both seasons of Iron Fist. Okay.
It's funny that you brought up Fear too, because I did. I watched every season of The Walking Dead, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I did not watch World Beyond, with the one with the kids. I haven't watched that one. I didn't watch season 2 of Daryl Dixon. Nothing against Norman Reedus. I think he's great. I love the character of Daryl.
It doesn't do it for me.
In France, just
and the religiosity and the savior thing. I went to 13 years of Catholic school. I'm good on that.
Yeah, exactly. The Ones Who Live, I thought was great. It was a nice wrap up.
Awesome, but it's self-contained as hell.
Exactly. It
Yep.
was a one and done kind of deal.
Perfect.
Fear the Walking Dead, I got as far as the episode where John Dory died.
Well documented on these networks for sure.
Yes, I've said it a number of times. When they killed off John Dory, I was like, well, I'm done.
Yep.
Because he was the only reason I was still watching.
I didn't make it.
I lived up to it. I lived up to it. I did not watch 1 second past John Dory's death.
God love you.
I was done. But I'm really, really digging this one. And to me, it has kind of put new breath into this universe.
Yes, they have been again. I haven't really watched Daryl Dixon, but this has felt much more innovative and much more interested in expanding the lore of Walking Dead. Now, granted, Daryl Dixon talks more about the variants, and I am a little disappointed that we don't have more variant walkers in this version of Dead City, but hopefully that will come with time.
Hey, we got the what was it? The four-armed or the four?
We did. We got the mutated quad zombie.
Yeah, quad zombie, that was it. Yeah.
But I want the climbers, I want the rocks that bang through the glass, I want the guys that run. I want some running clicker, style zombies. That would be great. Just a little bit. Come on. Just level up a little bit. It's been 15 years.
I want to make a quick note too. I was looking this up as we were talking just because I was purely curious, but Logan Schmucker, who is the actor that played Victor, is a legit New York City violinist. Like he was actually playing everything that we heard in the episode.
I would hope so. And I'm glad to hear that he was. He looked the part for sure.
He is a classically trained violinist based in New York. God. So he could have been playing a version of himself.
Very possible. Very, very possible.
I don't have a lot of notes left.
I have one more note.
Go for it.
Which is the behind the episode featurettes. Folks, I just want to know, why are you selling me on Navarez? All right. Why are you making me enjoy this actress? What kind of story arc are you setting her up for? Okay. They praised the Croat and the Doma too, but they didn't try to make us love them. So I'm on the AMC. I see that you're building something. This character that everyone is talking about, this actress for once, Orange is the New Black, which I didn't watch. And I guess she's amazing. So I see you. I haven't liked her so far. You're going to make me love her, and I'm going to hate you for it, but it's going to happen. And here we are.
I think she's going to come around kind of like Pearly. I think she's going to have to, because otherwise it's going to cost her life.
There's no reason that they're showing us how funny and adorable the actress is without selling us on her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, look, Dasha is a great actress. I watched Orange is the New Black. She was in The Heights, which she was fantastic in that as well. Like I like her as an actress. It's been tough for me to watch her in this role because I hate this character.
Oh, she's really bad character. I do like the gold tooth, which was her idea, which I thought was fantastic. But
I didn't even notice it until the behind the scenes featurette.
I noticed it during the episode, and I literally had the thought to myself, like, "Oh, that's a good character choice. I like that. No, that fits her very well." And then after the show, and they're like, "Yeah, I said I needed the gold tooth." I was like, "Holy shit, you do get it. I love you even more now. Damn it, you're going to be a good character by the end of the season, aren't you, son of a gun?" I just know it.
We may come around on her just the same way, because I've come around on Pearly.
I think he's a simp, man. I think he's like, he's got good intentions, but he's just a bitch. Like, Pearly, get out of here, man. He's so boring.
All right,
he doesn't do it for me.
But fair.
Like, he's not a bad guy. He's just boring.
The only two notes I have left are, we kind of made mention of it earlier, but by the end of the episode, Maggie comes to realize that Herschel is the one that set the tire fire, because she sees the same cloth that was burning in the fire, which is most likely what he used to light the fire.
The accelerant, sure.
We see him using the same cloth to bandage the woman at the end. So the hugging at the end is not so much to me I have my son back. It's more of I might have lost my son.
It's what the hell is about to happen? Like, what is going on? My entire world has now been turned upside down in just a millisecond instant. I felt so bad for Maggie, and I thought Lauren Cohen did a absolutely phenomenal job of selling that heartbreak and that tear. Amazing.
Who, in the end, has more of a reason to take out the Dama at this point? Is it Negan, who is under the belief that she has Annie and Joshua and is using them against him? Or is it Maggie, who she brainwashed Maggie's son?
Right now, in this exact time, as the chess pieces land, it's 100% Maggie, because the Dama still has the piggy that went to the market. And whereas, Annie and Joshua, we don't know where they are in their travels. We haven't seen them yet, but we know damn sure she's got her tentacles inside of Herschel. So Maggie's got more of a reason. Let's see what happens with Annie and Joshua, and we'll see what that drives Negan to do.
Yeah, again, could
Can't
just
wait.
be a play.
Could be.
We'll see. And they're not actually on their way at all. And the final note I have before you wrap everything up is, it looks like we talked about this last week, but we're heading into Central Park, folks.
I can't wait, Ben. I though I've lived on the East Coast my entire life, and I live 6 hours away from New York City. I have never been inside of Central Park. I've been to Broadway, but I've never been, and I'm going to take my kids there. But I cannot wait to see it in a walker infested, overgrown world. This is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, in that moment at the end of the episode where Maggie was like, "We can go in there. It's overgrown. We've got places to hide. We could spend the night in there." I'm like, "Oh dear, you have no idea what you're getting into."
So many Children of the Corn references just ran right through my head. But oh my gosh, I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I think you have no idea.
What a good set piece.
Any final notes before we wrap up? Anything on this discussion of the episode?
That's it for me. I loved it. I thought it was a great episode. I thought it set up perfectly the last 3 quarters of the season. Bring on some more.
I am 100% right there with you.
Nice.